Yo, good morning, guys. So, let's see. Current update. I already did a video talking about the live stream schedule for us this week. So, Dueling Book episode 91 isn't going to come out until Monday, but all the other live streams are going to happen on their, whim, because none of the other ones are regularly scheduled. That's the only reason why Dueling Book had to get moved to Monday, is because it's a regularly scheduled thing. I have to study for test Thursday and everything. And also Friday is just like a cluster. Speaking of Friday, Maddie says that she's having second thoughts about the ziplining thing. So she hasn't straight up said that she's not going to do the ziplining thing. But if she decides that she doesn't want to do it, meaning that she's not going to drive, that means I'm going to have to do a lot of planning. All considering the fact that she was my ride. you know. And I already did a video yesterday about how I had really good Valerian tickets, and I've been really hyped to go see Valerian. But I was like, nah. And I sacrificed those tickets because I'd already planned far ahead of time to do the ziplining thing. You know what I mean? So, essentially, if Maddie says no, and then I'm unable to find a ride, then I'll miss out on ziplining and I'll miss out on Valerian. So, the cost would be high, for me at least. Good morning, George.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Oop, doing great.
Yeah, glad to see you.
Oop, good to see you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
So I hope that she doesn't change her mind on the ziplining thing. Worst case scenario, she does, and I miss Valerian, which could very easily happen. You know what I mean? But in that case, you know, I just have to work with it. And there's not much more I can do but just say, I guess I'll just have to, deal with it. Ooh. So right now, my normal classroom is getting vacuumed. And, I'm filming, so I don't want to film in, the vacuum space. So right now I'm in, this big auditorium with a stage and everything. It's pretty dope. I'm just going to walk around here and film for a little bit. So, what can you guys expect when it comes to videos from me? I have multiple little segment videos that I want to do. A few ideas regarding Dragon Ball, of course, so look out for those. I also have a few ideas regarding DC's Metal event that's going to happen this summer, and my thoughts about what we've seen already and what is to come, and a few ideas about that. So that should be interesting. I also would like to talk to you guys a little bit about what was another topic? I feel like I had more. So, Dragon Ball, DC's Summer Metal event. There's gotta be something else. I'll think of something. I just thought this was a interesting shot to film. And there's gotta be something. Dragon Ball, Metal, Dragon Ball. Do any of you guys out there have any ideas regarding other videos? I think my other ideas were Dragon Ball related too. I think that's why my brain drew a complete blank, is because those were my main ideas. But I have multiple Dragon Ball related ideas for videos, and I have multiple Metal ideas for videos. So definitely look out for those. Also, because Skullgirls and Dokkan Battle aren't regularly scheduled, definitely look out for those as well. I could definitely see them being done in the future. So let's see. Yeah, so you got a lot to look forward to. If things go smoothly for Saturday and we do the zip lining, of course I'm going to vlog that. I'm going to vlog things regardless. Me and Kevin will probably do a study session for the macroeconomics test, so that will probably also be on the vlog. For accounting, I'll definitely keep you guys up to date on how well I did on that and how things are going. As well as grade updates, because so far the grade book hasn't really been updated for accounting, so it still shows the C. So I want to see where my grade currently is once more grades are put in. So that should be pretty cool. So let's see, yeah. So expect some videos on DC's Metal Summer event, some videos on Dragon Ball Super, some videos concerning Skullgirls, and some Dokkan Battle videos, as well as these vlogs. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you like this video, make sure to like this video. If you put a comment in the comment section below, then I should give you a shout out. Shout out to Christian the Spider. I really appreciate Christian's support, as he does like to comment on a lot of these videos. See how you can already get shout outs just by being a regular commentator. Yo, join the Commentator Nation, hashtag Commentator Nation in the comment section below. We'll try and get this video up to 5 likes if possible. Truly appreciated. And please, once again, have a great day. This is Jet Black, the one and only, logging out. Peace. Oh, grades are finally in for accounting. So, accounting, I now have a 85 in the class, which is solid. You know, clearly it could be better, but it's not like horrible. Because the 72 was gross. It was gross to look at, especially when I knew that I could do better. Also, he still hasn't put in bonus yet for a bonus assignment that he had us do. It was like an introductory letter kind of thing. But I sent that like last week or so, and he said he's still going through all those. So more points to come in the future. No mandatory homework for accounting. So I'm gonna use the extra time that I have, knowing that I don't have to work on more assignments, to compile and study notes. You guys will definitely be getting a Skullgirls video today, because my fighters have recharged their stamina, and we have the daily relic to open, so that's gonna be exciting. So yeah, things to look forward to. Skullgirls, most def. I don't think we'll have a Dokkan video today, but I actually don't know, because I already have 20 stones, so I would just have to get 30 more stones, um, which sounds like a lot, but it's not too bad, especially like when you quantify it, because each mission split into like 3 parts or whatever. Well, not mission, well yeah, each mission is split into 3 parts because there are 3 difficulties. Let's say that each difficulty gives you 1 dragon stone, so you do 10 missions, like, to completion, and then you have enough to do a multi-summon then, because I only need 30 more. So I might do it. It all depends. But yeah, Skullgirls, most definitely, because, you know, you study for like a few hours, and eventually you kind of burn out. So I'll do that with accounting, and I'll probably do it again with accounting. And I'll probably do it again with accounting. Because I'll be honest, macro, I feel like I can study a lot of that faster, because it's not like I have to build the review sheet myself. It's already been made for me. But when it comes to accounting, I have to build my review sheet, and I have to make sure that I really know it, because macro doesn't have formulas. You know, that's a really big thing. Accounting is more of a math class than macro. So I need to make sure that I know all my equations. And then not only do I need to know all my equations, but I need to understand concepts for this chapter more than any of the other ones. Because this chapter has questions that are built on, should you make this financial decision based on the relevant information? But the relevant information isn't told to you. Like, they don't tell you that this information is relevant. So the problems throw all the information they have at you, and then you identify, well, what out of this information is relevant, and if this information is relevant, how can I use it in order to decide whether or not we should make this financial decision? So I need to pay attention to concepts, build upon that, and then based on that, I'll be able to do more, and hopefully excel past as well as I did on the previous test. Like the previous test, I made a 98, which is a big jump from 72. And it's a lot to ask for me to be like, well, maybe for this next one, I could surpass 98. But I don't think it's impossible. It's also a lot to say, considering on the one where I made a 98, I assumed I had done worse than the 72 one. I don't think it'll be easy. Like, by any means. But do I think I could do like even better? Like, yeah, I think I can. So I'm definitely going to study, but I definitely know that I'll have downtime. It's just I don't know when that downtime will be, which is why I'm definitely like still saying that for the next dueling book video it won't be until Monday. It's definitely still pushed because I can't say I'll have downtime exactly from this period to this period. You know what I'm saying? So going to study. Skullgirls is definitely coming soon. Um, and maybe Dokkan Battle. I could see it, but that doesn't mean that it's like a guaranteed thing. So yeah, you guys, thank you for watching, and make sure you guys stay tuned for more content.
So, because my accounting test is in the morning and my macroeconomics test is at night, my big focus tonight was to study accounting. So, I feel like I've mastered my accounting information. So, I feel like after this video, I'm going to do a Skullgirls video. And then after I do the Skullgirls video, I'll probably start studying into macroeconomics and getting that down pat. So right now I'm in my kitchen, mainly because I want to be completely away from my accounting study sheets as I tell you all the information that's on both my accounting study sheets verbatim from memory. Let's get started. So, how to find the total cost of a product using the ABC costing method. Look at the cost of the product under each individual activity and sum them together in order to find the total cost. Finding the allocation rate, which if you guys saw some of the previous videos, I already talked about how to do that. The allocation rate is total cost divided by some cost driver. Now there are two different ways that I can talk about the ABC costing method. One is math based and one is like 3 sentences. We're going to do the math based one first. Identify your activity pool, then identify the total cost of said activity pool, then find a relevant cost driver, see how many of those cost drivers represent the product that you're looking at, and that'll represent your base. Do total cost divided by total cost driver. That'll give you your rate. We essentially just did the allocation rate formula there. Then you multiply your rate by your base, which I just told you how to find your base, and that'll tell you the allocated cost of that product for that activity pool. Then we jump into saying that in words without all the math stuff. So you essentially just say, you identify your activities in your activity pools, you assign um, your cost to the appropriate cost pools, and then you allocate cost using appropriate cost drivers. That is one side of one of my study sheets. Flip that sheet over mentally, zoom. Relevant information is information that is future oriented, and it's information that is future oriented. Hold on, because my brain is still flipping the page pretty much. Future oriented. Oh, and differs among alternatives. Got them. Sunk costs are historical costs. Opportunity costs require some kind of sacrifice. Um, quanti- Qualitative factors are factors that cannot be quantified using numbers but are still relevant. Quantifiable factors can be measured in numbers. Then you have avoidable costs, which are variable costs that can be avoided. Then you have special order request when a customer requests a product at a reduced price. When you look at this, you have to make sure that you have excess capacity. Excess capacity requires certain opportunity costs to be incurred. Then you have to think about how will this affect my relationship not only with the customer of which I'm doing the special order with, but with my other customers if they learn that I was able to give it at a reduced price to someone else. Then you have to look at segments. So segments are subunits of a business. When thinking about segment elimination, which of course would be getting rid of a subunit, you have to think about, will facility cost change? You have supply concerns. You have to think about employee morale. You have to look at relevant revenue. So that's the other side of that page. Now we have a whole other page. So let's look at the front side of that page. And this will take a moment to load in my mind. because I just did the back side of that page, so the back side is really fresh. But as soon as I can remember the first thing on the front side, I should be good. Let's see. Switching pieces of paper in my brain, I think, is the hardest part, because on the last thing, everything was one piece of paper, everything on one side, everything on the back side. I guess I can start with the back side of this page, but that seems really gross for me to mentally skip over a whole page side. So I really want to remember what that page was about, because I feel like as long as I can remember the main theme behind that page, the whole page will load in, kind of thing. Kind of like how it took me a minute to look at the relevant information one. I had to remember relevant information was the first one, how it was defined, and then afterwards it was like bam, 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 bam. Um, oh snap! It is that page. Um, but what's the very first thing? It's not that, because that's the other side of the page. Um, Oh, right, right, right. It's all anyway. What's the first thing before that? Okay, yeah, I got you. So it's the effect of automation on overhead cost. So essentially, it eliminated direct labor hours. So then you go into the old way. The old way essentially allocated cost using direct labor hours, and it used volume based cost drivers. Then you have the new way, which allocates costs based on activities. So whenever an activity is done, a cost is incurred. Many businesses still do not use the new way because it requires you knowing what your activities are and how much your activities cost. Um, let's see, because that all goes together. Then we get into unit cost, which are costs that are incurred whenever individual unit is made. Then you have batch level cost, which are costs that are incurred when multiple units are made, and this is a fixed cost, so it doesn't matter how many units are produced; it's always the same cost for a batch level cost. Then you have a product level cost, which is a cost that's incurred whenever a specific product is made, and then you have facility level costs, which are costs that are incurred it's like factory costs. Yeah, it's costs that are incurred in the factory, and they help out with the productive process as a whole. So of course you can see how the levels like go up from just one product to being like cost of running the factory kind of thing. Now the back side of the page. Um, so total quality management, I believe. The T word is what threw me at the front, because total makes it sound like it's more of a math thing than it really is. The total quality management is how close your product conforms to product specifications. Prevention costs are costs that are incurred before the product makes it to the consumer in order to ensure that the product conforms with product specifications so that the product doesn't fail in the hands of the consumer. Then you have external failure cost, which are when the product has already left you and gone to the consumer, and the product has not conformed to specifications, so it's failed in the hands of the consumer, and you incur a cost due to that. And then you have internal failure cost, which are when you're testing the product to make sure it conforms to specifications, but it fails the test, so you then incur a cost. Um, and that's it. That's that whole side of the page. So I just went over the front side and back side of page one of my accounting study sheet, then the front side and back side of page two of my accounting study sheet from memory, verbatim on the string. Uh, well, I mean, this particular video wasn't live, but yeah. So I feel fairly confident about accounting. That was a little scary though. That moment of which I had to refresh my memory on like page sides, and thinking about it as multiple pages does get me. It seems like it was easy for me to remember what I was thinking of when I related it to. So, what subject is each page? So, I may label the individual pages and start associating all the information instead of being like, this is the front side of this page and this is the back side of this page, to this page is about product quality. And this page is about the new way and old way of doing product costing. And this page is the math stuff is really easy. I organize all the math things together, so that page could literally just be like the math page, and then the other side of that page is kind of a cluster, because you can't say it's just about cost, but they don't all go together as well. That one page, the one that has relevant information as the first thing, like some of the things go together better than others. So I'll find some way to label that page and that information and associate it. But anyways, I think I'm ready to do some Skullgirls gameplay. So I feel like I've truly studied and prepared. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more content.